there. Welcome back to my channel. I hope that you are doing well on this fine Sunday. I am actually trying to nurse a really nauseating headache, but we're going to make it through to this story because I was kind of interested on what was going on in the 90 Days franchise. Now, if you have been watching the 90 Days Happily Ever After and the, 4 or 5 part tell-all, let me know down below in the comment section because I'm curious to know of how many people are really still watching the show. It's been quite some time since I've actually watched it in full. I used to really be a huge fan of 90 Day franchise, but times have changed and things have changed and couples have changed, and I kind of dibble dabble back and forth. But one of the couples that I really did like in the franchise was Loren and Alexei. So when I saw this particular sharing come across, I was kind of a bit surprised. Now, I have dibble-dabbled enough in the franchise to really keep up on a lot of what's going on with Michael and Angela and that train wreck of a relationship. And I've actually done some videos on it here on the platform. So if you haven't had an opportunity to take a look at some of those, you may want to, feel free to do so. So I guess I was, again, real surprised about this particular couple being an issue because they seem to be probably one of the most healthiest relationships that I've seen on the franchise, but maybe that's the problem. So why don't we go ahead and get into this sharing, because apparently it seems like the cast members in 90 Day Happily Ever After had some possible growing resentment towards Loren and Alexei. So let's go ahead and get into this sharing. Now, apparently, that's not the word. Apparently, Collider.com is sharing that the 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After cast has had it with Loren and Alexei. So let's go and find out why that is. Now, after the third day of the tell-all, the 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After stars revealed a surprisingly dislike for Loren and Alexei. Alexei and Loren are one of the original couples first appearing in 90 Day Fiance Season 3. Almost instantly, the duo became a franchise favorite. From the moment they appeared on screen and Loren had quit her job in New York, it was obvious that they were one of the more authentic couples in the series. While they had a few hurdles to overcome, the living with the Loren's parents or the dancer at her bachelorette party, they proved to overcome the odds most 90 Day Fiance couples couldn't. Since then, they have continued to share their relationship and blossoming family across the various spin-offs. Now, after their segments on the original 90 Day franchise series, they shared more of their story in the earlier seasons of Happily Ever After. The couple even earned their own spin-off for a short time as well. They switched it up this year, and the duo surprised fans by returning to the Happily Ever After series for Season 8. However, their recent appearance has ruffled the feathers of other stars. Loren always had a difficult time connecting with the other stars at the tell-alls, but this time, a combination of her superior attitude and the clear favoritism the couple receives from the franchise seems to have the newest stars in an uproar. Now, 90 Day Fiance star Loren and Alexei had a limited storyline. Okay. Well, it says that Alexei and Loren are one of the oldest couples in the franchise. They have been together for about a decade and have welcomed 3 beautiful children into the world. Since getting married in Season 3, and since the duo has more time under their belt, they've likely overcome some of the typical issues that 90 Day Fiance couples have had at the beginning of their marriages. However, while they may not have many issues, this year's segments felt more like filler episodes without much substance. Whilst couples like Thais, Ramon, and Patrick Mendez were struggling to connect with their in-laws, Alexei and Loren were bickering about elective surgeries. The majority of their segments surrounded Loren's natural mommy makeover and how Alexei felt it was unfair that he needed to pick up the slack for a few weeks while she healed. In a way, Loren's segment was important because she helped other moms realize that it's okay to be selfish occasionally, especially if it's for the betterment of mental health, because overcoming negative self-talk can help improve parenting skills. However, their segments were quickly overshadowed by the turmoil the other couples faced since the 90 Day Fiance stars didn't have real couple problems and they argued about superficial issues. The rest of the crew developed a sour taste for the long-term couple. One point of view was that maybe the two were two-faced. The tell-all is the primary place for the stars to learn more about and understand the other cast members. It's also an opportunity to call out the stars and clarify what they've said or done throughout the season. It's not uncommon for stars to butt heads or get extra hype at the tell-all. Angela Deem is known for going wild and even flashing cameras. Even Loren has seen her fair share of drama at the tell-alls, and history repeated itself. The stars thought Loren was being two-faced. One particular issue was how, in general sense, Loren seemed nicer to the stars in person. And on the other hand, Loren's appearances on Pillow Talk often contained snarky and judgmental comments about the other stars. Now, at one point in time, the Happily Ever After star even sided with John McManus instead of Thais in the Pillow Talk segments, further adding to the turmoil. Now, during the tell-all, Loren also called out a few stars like Big Ed Brown. Although Big Ed is not innocent by any means, Loren's mean girl antics were at an all-time high. Now, Loren would say or do one thing behind someone's back and do another in front of them. Sean Robinson suggested Loren's confidence could have increased from the plastic surgery, which may have caused her to be more brash than usual. While Loren has always had a slight air of superiority about herself compared to the other stars, this time around, none of the other cast members are willing to back down from the long-term stars. All right, now we're talking about them leaving the tell-all early. Now, in the end, the straw that seemed to break the camel's back was Loren and Alexei's decision to leave the tell-all early. After their brief segment at the tell-all, the couple said their goodbyes to the other stars, claiming they had barely minutes to spare. That's when the drama heated up, with Loren calling out Sophie and Thais for half-assed hugs. After her unnecessary comments, they fired back, claiming they felt Loren thought she was better than the rest of the cast. To the stars, too many instances added up, and the cast grew uncomfortable. Between the OG couple storylines lacking genuine problems and Loren's arrogant attitude, the stars were hesitant towards her. Then the other couples had their relationships torn apart on the tell-all by the host and other stars. Rob and Sophie and Jasmine and Gina were scrutinized by the entire cast, including Loren. Meanwhile, Loren only needed to discuss her brand new belly button and Alexei needing to defend his alpha male perspective. Compared to the other stars, their story was talked about for a fraction of the time, while Loren got to showcase her brand new body. Their tell-all segment reflected their seasonal appearance well, minimum sustenance and criticism. Then they were free to go back home and live their lives. The obvious subtle entitlement didn't sit right with the other stars, especially since Loren and Alexei were quick to vocalize their opinions and then utilize their escape routes. And I guess that's the way to do it, right? Kind of stick and move. While Loren and Alexei are a long-term couple who earned the fan favorite title, there have also been a few haters in the mix. The season 8 tell-all is not the only time Loren has rubbed stars the wrong way, as a few years ago she had some choice words to share with fellow 90-Day Fiance alum Anfisa. Regardless, the stars have a fair point, though. Considering that Loren and Alexei's segment on the tell-all was short and their experience wasn't anywhere near as critical as the other stars, their running away so quickly does have a hint of entitlement. At the same time, though, Alexei and Loren have proven to be a genuine couple with minimal amounts of drama. As a result, they might want to avoid tarnishing their image, especially with 3 little ones at home. In the end, though, Loren's low-key, mean girl antics have not gone unnoticed, and she's beginning to carve a negative image for herself within the franchise. Now, naturally, if you are in tune with and choose to continue to view 90 Day Fiance and its spin-offs, series air on TLC in the US and are available to stream on Max. So there you have it. Now, if you have been a frequent watcher of 90 Days and you're familiar with this couple, what do you think? Do Loren and Alexei think they're too good for the cast now? Too good for the franchise, maybe? Now, here's my thought. I do recall the episodes that they had in that very short, maybe season and a half, show that they had their own spinoff with. It was a good show. It got a little bit testy at times, but it was a good show. I think that they were able to carry that well. Why it didn't continue, I'm not sure. kind of like the family Chantel, it went about 5 seasons or so, and then it was time to end that situation. Maybe they just kind of got to a point where it was a lot more scrutiny being placed on their family dynamics in a way that they couldn't share the wealth amongst other cast members. Because things did get a little bit tight on that show at times between her and her parents, and the men of the family seemed to be kind of stuck in the middle, so more or less her and her mother. But nevertheless, I think that, I was really surprised that Loren and Alexei did come back to actually doing a happily ever after, because they do kind of seem to me that they have really kind of got it all together for the most part. You have some of those couples like that where, yeah, they've been together for a really long time. They are a legitimate couple. There is no issues of wondering if somebody's trying to get a green card. There's no issues about someone, not being their authentic self when it comes to them. They're building their family. They have several kids and they're just living their life. So is this a time where maybe they should kind of hang up the hat for the 90-day franchise, or maybe do something else? Now, I do recall seeing some episodes here and there on Pillow Talk with them on there. I don't really remember anything in specific between them and anything that they may have said. But of course, if a cast member heard anything from them or didn't appreciate one or both of them taking the sides of a particular individual, they're definitely going to make sure that they let them know when they see them face to face. People get emotional like that. But at the end of the day, also, it does seem like most of this irritation, and should I be really surprised, seems to be going more towards Loren and not so much Alexei. So, don't know what that's all about, but I don't think I will have to be honest, I'm not really surprised that it's going to be most of that vitriol going towards her. Now, maybe it's legit, maybe it's not. Sometimes, people, focus on different things. Now, they're not necessarily, I wouldn't say like the go-to stars of the show, because maybe some people may not really remember them that much because they haven't always been on every single, season throughout the years. But, look, I guess a decision is going to have to be made. Is she going to change her stance on the way that she feels and how she addresses situations? Probably not. Is this going to necessarily pull them from that good couple type of stereotype to now the infamous couple? I guess that's possible, but I don't see Loren being able to really handle that kind of vitriol for too long, to be honest with you. And I don't think Alexei has the time or the interest of that as well. So it would have to definitely be worth their while. And usually money talks, but I don't know if that's the route that they want to go either. Sometimes there's just a point in time where this chapter is done. And maybe that is what it is for them, unless they are able to work towards another spinoff. But then the question would be, what would that spinoff be about? What's going to be centered around it? What are they going to talk about? Is the content still going to be the same? See, the good thing about some of those spinoffs that they've done when it's just separate about their families, they're not on for an hour. It's just 30 minutes. So, right, it's a quick in and out type of thing. And usually you would not have to have that long drawn out of an issue, because you really would have enough time to kind of cover it in a short term and it doesn't get stale. So we'll just have to see, I guess, how that runs, how that's going to go, if they're going to come back, if they're even bothered by this. I haven't really seen much of anything of them actually responding. My guess is they're probably not going to, because they've got, things to do at home. So, it doesn't stop the coins going wherever it's going for their own personal situation. And look, they came, they saw, and they left. They went, and they're done, right? They have been through the rigmarole of the 90-day franchise, and maybe sometimes, seniority has its privileges. But nevertheless, are you shocked about this? Are you even watching the show? I mean, let me know down below in the comment section. I would love to know. And if you did watch this last season of Happily Ever After, including the 4 or 5 part tell-all, what did you think? Because let me tell you, I heard a lot of crazy stuff was happening in that tell-all, and most of it was pretty much, spearheaded by who, right? And I just have to say, I'm so glad that Michael has found his way to exiting that toxicity. That was something that we all felt that should have happened a long time ago. But more to come with that as well, I'm assuming. But any event, I think that will wrap it up for this video. And yeah, definitely leave me thoughts down below. And if you are new here, for sure, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and be a part of the family. I would so love to have you. And thank you all for your, visual. When I say visual, I don't know why I'm thinking visual, but viewing and listening support, because I do appreciate it so, so much. And yeah, if you enjoy the update, yeah, definitely go ahead and give the video a like. I would so appreciate that as well. And definitely make sure you keep your all notification bells on, because I'll have many more videos coming where I definitely want to hear your thoughts and your opinions, and let's conversate about it, because I'm most certainly going to share mine. So with that being said, I do hope you have a great rest of your day or evening whenever you're watching this. And if this is Sunday, the day that it's uploaded and you're watching this, I hope you have a really good week to start. And yeah, with that, I think I'm going to bid you adieu. Thank you so much again for being here. And until next time, bye.